wanted to talk through some potential solutions to the back pain that you've been having in the back squat, with hopefully taking the back squat totally away. So we didn't really get to look at the back squat in person, so you can try these out or send me a video back or any message or whatever, just to let me know if I'm totally off base with what yours looks like. But what I'm assuming is happening is basically you're taking the bar out of the rack, you're coming back obviously, and I kind of like in what we had done today, I think that what you're doing is starting like this. So doing a fair amount of cranking on the lumbar spine to get into position, and then of course like pushing your hips back to come down. So that is one rig squat, and it will work for a long time, but as you are right now, you're going to have to learn to squat slightly differently, and it could help with a lot of what's been going on. So instead of squatting by shifting the pelvis forward, you're going to leave the pelvis neutral to the ground, right? And then when we squat, you're basically going to allow the knees slightly to come forward. You're going to keep the pelvis in the same position, keep the pelvis in the same position, come all the way down, and then come back up, right? So the difference is the pelvis is not doing the squatting, the legs are doing the squatting. So if I'm kind of facing you and we're thinking about it that way, it's almost like you want to feel like you are sitting between your legs as opposed to shoving your butt back, okay? Which I feel like is a very common cue, so it's not really your fault that you've learned it that way. And again, all squats are squats, so it's not like a terrible idea, but eventually that particular posture can be very problematic for people who have a history of back pain. So you can try that, but then the other issue that we had was basically the re-rack. So when you're coming back, I assume that what you're doing is you're going like this a little bit when you're re-racking the bar. I don't know if you've tried also this option that I'm about to give you, but basically if you imagine that the pins are like right here, what you would do is walk yourself almost like past the pins until you're actually clanked against the bars. And then, again, not doing any of this like pelvis stuff, but keeping your pelvis relatively neutral, just squatting down until the load is unweighted. So again, there are probably lots of options as far as like what you're doing. And because I haven't seen you squat, I don't really know yet what of all of these different options, what the issue is, but hopefully at least some part of this is like, oh, I definitely know that I'm doing that, and maybe that can kind of start the process of unworking some of the pain that